In the bustling city, two unlucky guys found themselves facing the harsh reality of life. They had both been laid off from their beloved jobs, and if that wasn't bad enough, their girlfriends dumped them without a word. Feeling like life had hit them with a freight train, they decided to leave everything behind and escape to a remote mountain to start anew. No more ringing phones, no more reminders of broken hearts or failed careers, just them and nature. On the first day, as the sun rose from behind the distant mountains, the two men embarked on their mission to rebuild their lives. Their big goal, to construct a house in the middle of nature, with bamboo as the primary material. First, they decided to lay the foundation by digging holes manually and collecting stones scattered around the forest to reinforce it. While one dug, the other fetched water from a nearby stream. Once the foundation was ready, they carefully erected sturdy wooden pillars with square bases, placed them into the dug holes, and mixed soil with water to create a makeshift concrete to stabilize the pillars. Barely done with the foundation, their stomachs began to growl. They decided to pause, catch a wild chicken, and grill it over a fire. Sitting in the woods, devouring chicken, they laughed, saying, "We've only just begun, and it's already tough, but at least we've got chicken." With their bellies full, and the warmth of the fire still in their bones, the two men wiped their hands of the feast and focused back on the task at hand. The foundation had been laid, and now came the challenge of building the frame that would support their dream home. Each log and beam they lifted seemed to get heavier with each passing minute, but there was something exhilarating about the work. With each movement, they could feel a sense of purpose returning, something that had been missing from their lives for a long time. They began by selecting the sturdiest logs they could find, making sure they were durable enough to withstand the elements for years to come. The men worked side by side, lifting the logs and carefully positioning them to form the frame of their future home. They used only the simplest of tools, including a hand drill that required great strength and concentration. With sweat dripping from their foreheads, they drilled holes one by one into the thick beams, the rhythmic sound of the drill slowly turning, filling the silence of the forest. But drilling holes was just the beginning. Once each hole was ready, they painstakingly crafted wooden dowels from smaller pieces of wood, shaping them with sharp knives and smoothing them to the perfect size. With a combination of concentration and determination, they hammered the dowels into place, each fitting into its designated hole like a piece of a giant wooden puzzle. This wasn't just construction, it was art. Each beam, each dowel, and each piece of wood seemed to click into place with a satisfying click. Each time the dowel slid into place, it reinforced their work and their determination to see the project through. The physics of the task couldn't be ignored. Their muscles tensed under the weight of the beams, and each hammer blow sent vibrations through their arms. It was grueling, hard work, but somehow the difficulty made it all the more meaningful. With each piece they secured, they felt a surge of pride, as if they were not just building a house, but creating something much bigger, a refuge, a fortress where they could rebuild their lives. There were times when their hands shook with fatigue, but the excitement of seeing their vision take shape kept them going. Occasionally, they stopped to step back and admire their work, their eyes shining with satisfaction. Though far from complete, the frame of the house had begun to rise, each beam now locked into place with precision and care. It was more than just a structure of wood and nails. It was a testament to resilience and a tenacity that refused to yield to life's setbacks. Suddenly, dark clouds rolled in, and a heavy rainstorm caught them off guard. Soaked to the bone, they huddled in the corner of their half-finished house, the storm forcing them to pause. As the rain beat down around them, they found themselves talking about their old lives, the jobs they'd lost, the heartbreaks they faced, and how everything had led them to the strange, isolated place. Despite the challenges, they felt a sense of relief, free from the city's demands. When the rain finally stopped, they resumed their work with renewed energy, fitting together the wooden beams for the floor, walls, and roof. Each piece of wood brought the house closer to completion, and and with it, a sense of hope and rebuilding, not just of a home, but of their lives. Next, the two men focused on crafting essential features for their new home, a stove and a water basin. They built the stove from wood, incorporating a chimney that extended through the roof to ensure proper ventilation. The water basin, also made of wood, was placed in a central location for easy access. To enhance their durability, they sought out a termite mound in the forest known for its strong, resilient soil. They collected some of the mound, crushed it into a fine powder, and mixed it with water to create a smooth, moldable paste. This mixture was then applied to both the stove and the basin. Once the paste dried, they carefully shaped and refined the surfaces, ensuring both the stove and basin were functional and visually appealing. The added reinforcement not only strengthened these features, but also gave them a polished, well-crafted look, making them both practical and attractive additions to their new home. After finishing the stove and water basin, the two men returned to the forest to gather more bamboo for the finishing touches on their home. They worked diligently, chopping down bamboo stalks and transporting them back to their building site. The bamboo was then laid out to dry under the sun, a crucial step to ensure it would be strong and resilient for their project. Once the bamboo was adequately dried, they began cutting it into various lengths and sizes, preparing it for different uses around the house. Their first task was to lay the bamboo flooring, which required careful alignment and securing of each piece. This task was labor-intensive, but essential for creating a solid, functional floor. With the bamboo flooring in place, they quickly moved on to constructing the bamboo beds. These beds were designed to provide a comfortable place to sleep and were built with simple, yet sturdy bamboo frames. The addition of the beds made a noticeable difference, offering them a much-needed upgrade from their previous sleeping arrangements. Following the beds, the men focused on finishing the walls and roof. They meticulously attached bamboo panels to the walls, which not only insulated the house, but also gave it a rustic, natural appearance. The same process was applied to the roof, where bamboo panels were layered to create a cohesive and weather-resistant cover. To tackle the intense heat, the two men came up with an inventive solution. They draped black fabric over the roof, securing it firmly with bamboo strips. This clever design choice served a dual purpose. It provided much-needed shade to keep the house cool and added a sleek, modern touch to the overall appearance. The contrast between the dark fabric and the natural bamboo created a striking visual effect, enhancing the house's aesthetic while improving its functionality. Day after day, they continued their meticulous work. The bamboo paneling, which covered the walls and roof, was carefully installed and adjusted to ensure a perfect fit. The process involved a lot of attention to detail, as they made sure each panel aligned seamlessly with the next. They trimmed any excess bamboo to maintain clean lines and a polished look. Inside, their focus on refinement was equally thorough. They meticulously finished every detail, from the floor and walls to the smallest elements like edges and corners. Each part of the interior, crafted from bamboo, contributed to a unified and visually appealing design. The bamboo not only provided durability, but also gave the house a cohesive and elegant look. As they completed the paneling and final touches, the house transformed into a beautifully crafted home, reflecting their hard work and creativity. The result was a space that was not only functional and comfortable, but also aesthetically pleasing, showcasing their commitment to creating a unique and stylish living environment. At last, after days of relentless labor and unwavering dedication, the house stood complete in the midst of the tranquil wilderness. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a soft, golden hue across the landscape as dusk settled in. With their work finally done, the two men decided to celebrate this momentous occasion with a modest feast. They ventured back into the forest, their spirits lifted by the completion of their new home. Their task was to catch a chicken and some fish, an adventurous task that brought them deeper into the woods. With skillful hands and patient hearts, they managed to catch their quarry and return to their newly completed house, carrying their fresh ingredients with them. They prepared a simple but heartfelt meal over a crackling fire, the warmth of the flames a comforting contrast to the cool evening air. As they sat by the fire, their faces illuminated by its glow, they couldn't help but smile at each other. The warmth of the fire and the sight of their finished home filled them with a deep sense of satisfaction and pride. They reflected on their journey from the initial setbacks and heartbreak to the arduous process of building their new life from the ground up. The struggle had been immense, but the reward was far greater. Their first meal in the new house was surprisingly delicious, enhanced by the serenity of their surroundings and the sense of accomplishment they felt. Each bite was a testament to their hard work and perseverance. They savored the flavors, not just of the food, but of their newfound freedom and success. In the stillness of the remote wilderness, they felt a profound sense of peace. Life had indeed been challenging, filled with obstacles and disappointments. But now, in their newly built home, they had a fresh start, a new dream realized amidst the serene embrace of nature. The house was more than just a structure, it was a symbol of their resilience and a beacon of hope for the future. As they enjoyed their simple feast, they knew they had created something special, a place where they could build new memories and live on their own terms.